10 p.m. in Abu Dhabi now, and today is 17th of May 2025. And our topic of discussion today is Roadmap of Spiritual Enlightenment. So this is Pranam Madhu. This is one of my favorite. I normally project it in a slide during the workshops, and today it is better to go through again. I have changed few points here and there, but in general it is recapitulation for the already existing members for years who already attended many workshops, and for those new it will be worthwhile to go through point by point. So that's why I have chosen this topic, and many of us in our personal life, there are a lot of changes happening. We don't know why they are happening and why this is. So that will give you the clarity from the spiritual, with reference to the spiritual path. So that's why I decided to go ahead and put that into the steps or phases of our lives when we go towards the spiritual enlightenment and beyond as well. So I'll explain the complete trajectory of our life. As I mentioned earlier, that in this life, if you have come to know even the name of Babaji, you are the chosen one. It will be in this life itself, you will get enlightened. Of course, you have to do your own sadhana. So, but the phases will come and go, and not all the phases are nice and fine. In fact, just the opposite. Nice and fine phases in our lives, it is just like the spiritual context. It is like you are like under influence of something, maybe some addiction or something. So it looks good and feel good all about this, but truth, it is not that true good. Means you are, something, suppose I am using, say, alcohol to be happy. So the alcohol doesn't change the reality. It is you who are feeling, there's the illusion of happiness. So if everything goes nice and fine, then we'll not make any changes. That is normal human tendency. We'll not think about it, we'll not introspect, we'll not go into the detail or try to get into something. Lifelong, it will be like in some kind of movie or illusion, it will pass by, and actually your progress will not happen. So in the life, it is, by the way, who has giving all this so-called the issues and troubles and things like that in our life? And nobody else but our own soul, because our soul is guiding us, and this kind of situation, without soul's permission, nothing can happen in our life. Take that as the ultimate truth. But of course, when we go through experiences not good, you feel bad and feel sad and feel frustrated and disoriented and painful, and all those are there. From soul's perspective, that is all our experiences. None of the experiences it is not useful. It is not necessary that during the process of going you feel good. That is not the purpose of the soul. Soul wants to, in the life, we come here for certain experiential lessons and find our way out. Like going to a mountaintop. Then that soul will not allow you. I'm just giving an analogy to understand why this is, so much turbulence we need to face in our lives. We're going up, and suppose it is, say we also went to Babaji's cave and all. So maybe we have to, say, walk maybe 5 kilometers on the mountain, going up, and it is strenuous. It is, and we have to get tired and sweating and, feeling like, I cannot move anymore, and whatever it is, drinking water to just keep going, or things like that. So I'm just giving analogy. That is life. Ultimately, you have to go to the mountain top where we need to be. Say, as for example, say Babaji's cave, we need to reach. For the path is not like a ropeway that we sit and get dropped there. Yeah. So that trouble we need to take. Suppose we, after 1 kilometer of walk, we said, I cannot go anymore, and I'm feeling extremely tired. So what will happen is that if we take that kind of decision, or we say, no, it's okay. I find a small tea stall and drinking a cup of tea or some. They're making something. Maybe I feel good. I said, okay, I will not go any further because it is strenuous. It is troublesome for me. If you do that, then you will never reach to the destination, right? Because you are not ready to take that pain to go up to the top and reach to your destination. So intentionally, our soul makes it difficult so that we cannot stay at one place. So there will be, even though there is, some shop or something, maybe the foods are not good, or maybe it's too dirty, that, flies are roaming around and all those kind of things. This is all created, so that you don't like to stay there. You move on. So exactly this kind of things are happening in our lives, so that we don't just relax and stay at one place. Yes, we all, in the name of happiness, we wanted to do that. But we tried many times, and eventually, did we succeed? Most probably no. And if yes, then your life is wasted. You can never, just like I give an example, you'll never reach to the mountaintop. You are so relaxed and feel in your own so-called happiness bubble. That's what I give an example of the addiction. No, you just take some kind of drug of your choice, and you be must there, and you will never be able to reach. Most of the people on planet Earth are into that kind of bubble. Okay, they think this is what it is, and there is no disturbance, nothing, and they think their life goal is achieved. And the truth, it is just opposite. If you are having into that kind of thing, the chance of your get to reach to the pinnacle of the human ability, your own power, is almost nil. That's why it is also said the aram haram hai. So because it makes you so useless from the walking point of view, then you will not do that. To do that, you have to put effort and take troubles and hardships to reach there. You see that the sportsmen, sportsmen and sportsmen and women, all gender neutral. If suppose they are going to get the medal in the Olympics, so see how they prepare themselves. Yeah? So they are not, sitting idle. Whenever I get chance, I need to practice something and come back. No, you say they wake up very early in the morning, go to the, say suppose track and field event. They go and, run years together. Running and, day and night, they are working on it. They change their food. They don't want to, going towards, say, the food which is make them slow, like too much of ice cream and this and that. They avoid intentionally. It's not that they cannot, like afford. Then in that practices of years of practice and things like that, they prepare themselves and they get the medal, at the final event. Same here with our life. If we stuck with all this, mundane activities and small pleasures in life, we'll never be able to achieve our goals. Yeah? So you have to come again and start from the beginning, because our, span of life is limited. So if maybe that life has gone, but soul point of view, it is not, we have not progress at all. Yeah? So it is a wasted life, we call it. So, and that's why in other words, see, if somebody is willingly to take the hardship, so rather than looking at it negatively, looking at it like, why so much trouble, why to climb the mountain, have to take so much of pain. This is the negative approach towards life. So who can actually travel? Who takes it as a challenge? Or better version of challenge is adventure. Okay, it's unknown, it's troublesome, but we'll see, see what happens. Yeah, we'll take it with the right spirit and then move on. said, fine, we'll go ahead with this and we'll move on. Those who has developed that kind of adventure spirit and looking at it in a positive way, so then they progress and finally they reach to the destination. And there are in our spiritual journey, of course, the divine is divine means initially it is our soul only. Soul, if we are ready, truly ready, then the divine will send the soul, our soul will send someone in our lives who can actually guide the path. But the willingness, the readiness to take the leap forward, to, taking adventure towards unknown, that spirit we need to show. Otherwise, nobody will show up in our lives. So, and again, when it shows up, then we have a right to say yes or no. We have a free will. That is also factor is also there. Maybe one or two times we didn't choose. So then our gets slow and come back to the same old pattern. But if we say yes, then the further journey that opens up for us, and we have been guided, and then we ultimately reach to the destination. So if you somehow come to know about, I will go through the steps, it will be clear at what point we get it. But if you come to know about Babaji and you have, something in your life, somebody, a master to guide you, you understand that you are the chosen one. No matter what is happening in our lives, in an external life, I mean. This external life is just telling us to be ready. And as I mentioned about sitting on a tea stall or after walking 1 kilometer, so intentionally that stall is burned so that we cannot stay there. That's all. We have to move on. So something is created, so that we cannot just relax and stay there. So that is also the part of the spiritual journey. And again, for understanding point of view, nobody else is punishing us or even rewarding us in that sense. There is nobody who is punishing or rewarding us on anything. It is our soul who wants us to move on till we reach the target. And so it creates something so that you cannot stay there. It shakes up our place where we just relax and take rest, and that's why we move on. So that is the fundamental understanding of the whole background. So with this, I will now go to the point by point what we published into that. There are many points, so I'll not be too much into one point. So first point is I'll spend too much of time at one point. We have total 16 points. So, but you will understand how it happens. First point is hard realities of life exposed. Template breaks many questions. So what you will face, you will find your life is okay, somehow going okay, but certain point of time comes, then hard realities of life expose themselves. You will you will face the realities. Whatever you thought, maybe some person you thought about that, they no longer behave, or their ulterior motives are exposed. Something you are planning, you planned your life, everybody plans their life. So when we are young and we plan our lives ahead, nothing wrong in that, that's very good. So that plan works very well, and we'll complete the study, then maybe higher studies, then we'll start doing job, and then get married and have children, and then we will progress in our professional life, and this and that. This we plan it. Something somehow happens somewhere which didn't go as per the plan. Maybe we'll put into ourselves into some situation that it looks like we're facing a wall, like we're hitting our head on the wall, nothing is moving. There is no apparent reason. The technique, the policy we followed in our lives, which it was successful 10 times before, but this time it is not working, and there is no reason why. Why it is completely blank and not moving anything? There is no reason. This is the place where we call template breaking. The template what you have understood, the template you created based on your understanding, your observation of life, and maybe you saw somebody as getting that way, and whatever be the reason. And a lot of conditioning. We have a lot of conditioning childhood conditioning, family conditioning, social conditioning, educational conditioning, religious conditioning, political conditioning, whatnot. The series of conditioning. So we are product of that. With that product, and also we have an intellect. So we use our intellect. We think that is our best interest. Whatever we did, become successful few times, and we feel like a winner, better than others. Yeah. Then, in those kinds of moment, then we hit with the hard reality. Means whatever the policies and whatever things we applied, it is not working. Is it the policy you have chosen? We have done something wrong? No, we have not done anything wrong. But thing is, it is not working this time. That is called template breaking. That is also the reality. Either some event will happen, things will get exposed by itself, or we'll come to know something which is hidden to us years together. We didn't know that, yes, this is the matter. Yeah? Those kind of, it can be people, it can be situation, it can be organization, it can be society, or many other things. But under a certain circumstances, it will reveal itself, the hard realities of life. Yeah? And you have, of course, that will generate many questions in you. You exactly don't understand that why it is not working, and why why some people behaving like that, and why so-called my organization takes such a decision, or why our society behaves like that, why our organizations and all they have this kind of policy, or it is unfair, and things like that. Many questions, but no answer. Yeah. It's you who is facing. Maybe you will say, the hard reality is, maybe you say under the same circumstances, somebody else is progressing. Maybe that fellow is much, much lower than you in intelligence and capability and all. This unfairness pops up into your life. Your system gets like completely jammed. You don't understand how this kind of things can happen. Yeah. Then that is number one. Number two is, some cases also we feel some triggering event, some major personal crisis or loss, or maybe it is grief. You may lose near and dear ones, or something happens, like maybe we lost our job suddenly. There is no apparent reason, or we lost our home because of something or other. Some fire happened, and we have to get out of that house, and a lot of property damage and all. I mean, I'm not saying it will happen. I'm saying these are the triggering events. So this kind of, and our life get out of control. Like our journey, when it met with an accident, it got out of control. Now we are not able to reach the destination. The vehicle we're using is spoiled, and okay, and only our life is saved, but in rest of the things gone, or this kind of situation. These are called the triggering event. So either, earlier point I explained, it can happen as a natural circumstances way, or it can happen like an accident. Unexpected thing happens. Suddenly you've gone to the doctor for medical checkup. They said you diagnosed with this disease. There's no reason for that kind of disease, and that kind of things come. Yeah, but it did happen. Now you have to, all the things, whatever you have planned so far in your life changes. Yeah? This kind of situation happens, of course, as I mentioned earlier. So these happen as per our soul's plan. It is without soul's permission, nothing can happen in our life, because it is only showing that we need to, like a change course correction in our lives. It is not the way we are operating. It is not getting us to our actual destination, true destination, not the perceived one what you planned earlier. That is a template that gone. This kind of triggering events, they develop a lot of things inside us. They shake our whole existence. Yeah? And also at the same time, I'm not saying that it has to happen. I'm saying many, many cases, these are the triggering events, we call it. They make us to think otherwise. Otherwise, it is going as per the plan. We'll do this, we'll be, buy a home, buy a car, and that we live there, and this is an investment, I will earn money, and this is the thing we plan, retirement, and go nice and fine. When it didn't happen, then actually we come to the same drawing board again and start seeing the life in a different way, more practical way. Also, internally, also we have got a lot of changes. So all these events and things in our external lives, that what happens is it changes something internally within us. What kind of changes? I'm not telling external things, just from inside. Means whatever way earlier you are enjoying your life, they no longer satisfy you. Suppose you are liking too much partying, partying, cocktail party, this party, overnight party after party, and all whatever, whatnot. I'm not saying party is wrong. I'm just giving some example. So that your lifestyle, what is there, or maybe you are too much into, into what is happening and this, maybe gossiping and things like that. What happened to that, and who? And maybe in the film world, or the actors and actresses, Hollywood, Bollywood, whatever, you are too much interested. So, and too much of, the scandals and things that you are interested, and you have to, you gather those kind of information. That was your lifestyle, maybe. I'm not saying right and wrong. But internally something will come, you no longer, interested into this kind of things, this kind of events, this kind of, sharing of this kind of news or whatever is happening, it will no longer give you the thrill or excitement what you earlier used to be. It looks like dumb and looks like, like pointless. What is the things? I spent so many years of life into this kind of things, and going and maybe throwing big parties, and wherever you go, call all the friends and enjoy. By the way, I was also in a habit of throwing some parties, and whoever my old friends, they know that. Go to any city and book 5-star hotel and give big parties and all those things. See, these are all ego projections. It is not necessarily that you actually want to enjoy, your life with the friends. That can be done many ways. We can, gather in a park and sit down on a park bench and chit chat. That is also fine. But we choose the best hotel in the town, and which is having some brand marks and all this kind of stuff, just as a show off. So in that, maybe suppose. So those of you who have walked that path and show that you have the money and you can afford this kind of thing, slowly you realize that next time that whatever the purpose, so that you think that people can, your friends or others, they can, respect you and honor you for this. Slowly you will say, see, after a few incidents, it is called, nobody cares actually. And on worst part of it is sometimes you have taken for granted. If they say come there, and they know that you will pay the bill, so they just come, eat and go. It's no further respect and things like that. So it is understood. If you don't pay, say 5th time or 6th time, then say why you are not this thing. You will be criticized of not paying the bill. Forget about appreciation, what you are expecting. Anyway. So those are the things where you get the hard realities of life. So it is not that. It is not that, what you can afford and what show off you can do. Definitely you cannot make the show off for a long. Even if you do, the law of diminishing return, it will not give you the return. People will take it for granted. Yes, you will pay. What's the big deal about it? Just go and pay it. If not, then say, why you are not paying? You are supposed to pay. From where this is supposed to come? You don't know. Don't understand. You got upset, but you cannot do by that. You have traveled enough. Anyway, see, what happens is, this is the time in the, so old ways no longer satisfy you. It doesn't matter whatever it is. And on top of it, whatever the personal, your issues and crises and the losses, whatever you go on, it will occupy you mentally. So all the time thinking about this unfairness, about the life, and this whatever didn't go through, the hypocrisy of the society and all those kind of things. And you are the victim of all those kind of things. And then you ask, why me and why it is happening, this kind of thing. I have not done anything wrong to anyone. My intention, मैं क्या किसी का क्या कुछ बिगाड़ा? कुछ नहीं, nothing. But still, why you get punished for you have done? You only wanted to do good, but you are getting punished. You only have to face the loss. You have to, and whenever actually you are going through a trouble, you see nobody is there. And one thing I remember, I think there is a good speaker, I think Gaur Das, his name, some ISKCON, I think. He's telling that if you, if you have money, then people ask you that, how are you? But if you don't have money, so suppose you lost money or you are not financially going well, people will see you, they may know you, but when they see you anywhere, they said, who are you? They will not recognize you because you don't have that money and all. They don't have any interest to keep any kind of relation with you. Yeah? But this is the one part of the hard realities of life. Yeah, you understand that this is from there it is coming. So you have a choice there. You have a choice to impress these people again and say, by hook or crook, I will earn money, I'll bring status, I'll car, and the house and all those things. But end of the day, you realize it is useless. Yeah. See, suppose you are, suppose say up to say 30s and all, whenever you have to buy a car and buy a house, you go and think, okay, I'll buy this house because when people come to my house, they will show what a big house you have got. I was also doing the same thing. First point to select any, the car or anything which can be show or car or dress or, lifestyle or this is how people will look at me. Yeah? So when people come to my house, they should be able to do, things like that. And they should see what I can afford and things like that. Even purchasing the house items also, that first thing in the mind, how people will come and see it. That is about maybe, late 30s up to 30s, late 30s, maybe early 40s. After, say, maybe 10 or 20 years' time, then you see how many people actually visited my house, so-called house. I say hardly 2 or 3 times by somebody visited. Also, they visited, they don't care what I have or I don't have. They came here just to be with us, that's all. It doesn't matter where I will stay. So fundamentally, my idea of getting a property or any car or anything or any position, nobody cares. I'm saying, do you remember if we went to somebody's house, we actually see what position they have? Nobody cares. Same thing happened in the mobile phone also. Initially, people used to buy the better version and all these things so that the people can see that I am having this kind of things. Yeah? This kind of mobile. Now nobody cares what kind of mobile you have. Okay, whatever it is. Only thing is, as long as it works, it's fine. Who goes into the brand and think it is only me? Nobody else bothered about that. Yeah, what kind of mobile you are carrying yourself? Yeah, that is not a status. That is a misunderstanding, myth that we created for ourselves. That is what I'm calling bubble we created. This kind of conditioning. So this phase, what I am now currently discussing, that old ways no longer satisfy you. And at the same time, you are suffering something, and mostly suffering is internal, not visible. And you are asking for, why me? And you don't have any answer to that. This is the point where we search for meaning of life. Search for meaning of life, and we really completely, messed up, completely, life has so much into, become messy that we don't really know what is going on and how to get out of these things. Yeah. So in this case, you look for that, let's see, is searching for meaning of life. Yeah. Then this is the time we get disillusion from the external world, external way of doing things, business, and we tried everything, but they didn't get that, what we're really looking for. Then we start searching the meaning of life. And more so, we are asking, what is the purpose of my life? Is it this is all? This is all this life from here and then go, take birth and go to a good school and then, looking for a job and you get a better job and then get married and then children and then higher position in the job, change the company, etc. Maybe buying house, buying car and all. End of the day, raise the children and they become adult and then go on their own and then we got empty and house and finally we retired and things like that and that's it. What is the meaning of all these things? Yes, we try to play the role as the best as we can, but end of the day, what is the meaning of all these things? If I have not lost anything, I have not gained too much either. I am following the same pattern what the many, millions they are following, Anyway, so these questions I'm saying, that you will be asking yourself, what is the meaning of all those things? Or what is the purpose of my life? And the driver for this, after doing everything you can, you feel there is a void inside. Some void within you has never met. You don't know how to meet it. You think that having possessions will meet that. No. You if finally you thought if I got a very good, good relationship with everybody, that will fill me. That also didn't happen. And all those kind of things, whether it's a position, whether it's a job, whether it's suppose you thought that you study at that level and you will be, respected in the society and all, that also didn't give that kind of return. Yeah. So all these kind of things, then when you come back, it will push you to come back into the drawing board. It is you who will do the evaluation of your life. And you wanted to, the emptiness, you don't know from where, the void, where it is coming. Never met by anything you have done so far. Yeah. Nothing has met that, feel that void. And meaning, no meaning. Finally, you don't know really the meaning. Whatever you thought, this is the ideal life I need to go for, when you achieve there, then you realize that is useless. Yeah. Nobody cares. And even it is not just giving any return to you, that I explained earlier with few examples. Yeah. It's not. And then this is the time when you are looking for it. That is the time you can say, okay, first, let me give you now the spiritual context of what is going on in our lives. Yeah? First phase where it is, the personal crisis or loss or thing like that, old way living in the whole thing. Why it is not working? On the spiritual terms, it is come knocking off. Like whatever the track you are, that track will not take you there to the right place in the goal of life we've not been able to achieve. So our soul only, they create these things to knock off, from the track. Because if you keep going to the track, it will go to something where that is not served any purpose ultimately. So all these scenarios creating, that is called knocking off effect of life. So that's what we go through. And that is the first phase. Yeah. Second phase is called churning. Okay. Churning means, so you see the mixie, where used for in the kitchen, you put, a lot of, things, vegetables, these chopped vegetables and things like that. Then you can make some smoothie kind of stuff. Or maybe it's a grinder. You put a lot of, masala or this kind of things, the clove and cardamom and things like that, and you put it there inside, and then it crushed them into the grinded garam masala or something. That is churning. Churning also, it is needed to create the butter out of the milk kind of thing. So that is called churning. So life gives you that kind of churning, that kind of mixy effect, so that something better comes out, like a makhan, like the butter. Something comes out of it, so it churns you. Yeah, that is called churning. Finally, knocking off means whatever track you thought the best, you are moving towards that direction with a rosy picture in your mind, and you will land it up into the dreamland and all those kind of things. It's to knock off from there with some incident and things like that. Then put you into the churning, where you will start asking this question of the meaning of life and things like that. This is a part of the process. No? Then comes a phase, then we have to look for the answer, not a illusion anymore. You already disillusioned by that time. So that phase is called exploration. You are exploring. Then what is this then? Whatever I have done so far in my life with all my intelligence, all my effort, maybe I have read thousands of books by that time. With all this, my knowledge, my so-called earlier experiences, seeing the society, seeing others, or whatever I can learn, all those places. Maybe I have gone through 5,000 videos. So whatever, life coaches and whatnot. So you have then you actually started looking for the answer. This is part called the exploration. This point of time, when you asking you this question, who am I? Truly, who am I? What I am doing here? What is the purpose of my life? And if you go into the asking, truly looking for the answer to these questions, fundamental questions, go to the basics, because there's nothing else you can say it is mine. Of course, you are not withdrawn from the life. It is still going on, because life will go on anyway. So you are playing different duties. So people used to, somebody has written one joke, say, when we started my life, I thought the life is beauty. Later on, I realized life is full of duty. Okay, that was the joke. But it is the truth is there. Rest you realize at the end of the day, at a certain point in your life fundamentally remains either your habit of something, the way you operate the life, and duty. Habit and duty, that's all. Nothing else is left. And maybe few incidents of happiness here and there that I explain, like it is like a firefly in the darkness, like a few glimpses of happiness here and there, but mostly dark, negative. That is the way life you reached. Okay, so then when you ask that question and pursuing that, the answers to that, now your spiritual journey starts from there. Then you are called a seeker, spiritual seeker. So we came to this third stage, the seeker. So if I repeat whatever I explained so far, you come across, first is knocking off stage of your life, when the old thing gets broken and shattered, then churning, which mostly is painful, negative, frustrating. And but this churning gives you it helps you to get rid of whatever is not true. All illusions get out of it. Means when you go to the centrifugal force, they take the things, the heavy particles out, that kind of stuff. So that is the churning makes it that, so that you get the cream out of this. And then you started searching for the meaning. So searching for the meaning of life and truth, your truth. This is the time we become a seeker. So like you are basically searching for the knowledge, what is the truth, which direction you can go, and the meaningful. It should be meaningful. Otherwise, we don't find any meaning in doing so many other things you did earlier, and ultimately they are not successful. If so-called successful, you are an illusion of that, and that will not persist. Maybe you landed up in some place where it's very risky. You have a risk of a threat of getting maybe sabotaged or something by some other entity, that you are fearful of losing everything you have. Anyway, so then you come to that stage of when this comes within, you are seeker. Now you are seeking internally. Externally, you may not verbalize that exactly what you are looking for. Basically, you're looking for to feel your void inside. And what is the right direction? Because whatever is possible, you already tried. That's not working. And by your own experience, now it will not work. Anyway, so up to here we come in the stage of exploration. Okay, let us go back to our points then. Then what happens? An unexpected encounter happens. Whether it can be like you read something somewhere, or somebody refers to you to somebody, and or you come to know about some method or some, some way which was completely new to you. Yeah. Or it also possible you have heard about it long time, but you never have this kind of, it didn't resonate with you before. Okay, let me put it in that way. This time, this particular channel will appeal to you. Unexpectedly, that can happen. It can come in front of you unexpectedly. You didn't plan it, and as a part of the plan, it came and joined. No, suddenly something happened. You met with someone, maybe old friends or maybe family member, or come across to anything. It unexpectedly came to you. Suddenly, you put into a certain groups that you never been into the group. Don't know anybody, but after reaching there, you realize, oh my God, I was looking for this kind of things. All of us, we have some instrument which can recognize the truth, recognize love. So suddenly, one place we feel, oh my God, it is resonating with me. I don't know why. Apparently, there is no such thing which can be impressive, or glorious, or what is called glamorous. Nothing of that sort. But somewhere deep inside me, it is appealing to me. Yeah. This is the time. This kind of, again, this kind of, it is a spiritual term. It is called synchronicity. But this kind of synchronicity is planned by your own soul. Understand that. Your own soul, or your, maybe your, higher dimension, maybe your earlier lifetimes of your other gurus and your parents and all, whoever is there, they made it to happen. They plan you to meet something or someone who can actually show you the path. Here, in this point of time, a master appear in your life. Okay. Who can actually guide you? Like in that mountain, that guide will appear in front of you, because by you don't know which path goes to the peak. One guide will come. They will offer you, are you willing to go to the mountain top? And say, yes, but I don't know which way should come with me. Yeah. You have a right to say no to that. I say, no, I will find out. It's okay. Thank you very much. Okay, that's okay. I know better. Yeah? So it's fine. So you have a free will. So we'll try again and have some other experiences on the way. Yeah, or it is also known as detour. You will have a lot of detour, because till you are not come to the place where actually you can say, yes, I'm ready. Yeah? So till that time, you're not ready. Yeah? So anyway, so if you say yes to that, then your actual spiritual, journey opens up. Yeah? So that particular person or the master who appears in your life, who has sent to you by the divine, doesn't matter with context and with drama it plays in the external world to come to you, that master will initiate you into something. Okay, some practice. Yeah. So some practice followed by whoever comes, any kind of spiritual master will also tell you to meditate. So after you say yes, then initiation will happen. You will learn certain techniques or some methods, followed by the meditation. And if you start following that, again, it's up to your free will. You don't find it is interesting enough to follow, don't do it. It's up to you. It's okay. Nobody will say why you're doing this, and nobody else. It is all you. Yeah, you have been now got it. Now, maybe sometimes what happens, our ego comes into the play. They say, okay, no, that is better, this is better. They try, go and do something, then something happening here, someone says, oh, I got it better here. They said, oh, that is better. It's your fickle-mindedness. Yeah? You already got whatever the guide, and you are basically maybe you are thinking maybe another guide will be better and this better. It is all your mind game. So you run around behind these things and get, whatever, because this is your mind projections. You actually truly got whatever you need to. Some people, they go into the something like research and market survey. They find out, okay, I will go to that person, the best world famous guru. So they go to the world famous guru, but that world famous guru, maybe his queue is very long there. Even to meet and talk, one thing you have to pay $10,000 and you'll get appointment after 6 months. Yes, that is a very big master, but that master doesn't have the time for you. Okay, that master who doesn't have a time for you, he or she cannot be your guru. Your guru should be such that every step should be available one-to-one and guide you, your unique circumstances. It cannot happen reading some, text message daily or, listening to the videos and not happen. How can you get a guidance from a video which your path is a unique path? It cannot happen with, thousands of others sharing the same path. It not happen. This is another illusion you have that this is the best. I'm the disciple of the best guru in the world. You are not a disciple. You are just a follower. You are following that person's message, that guru's message and things like that. But you are not guided by that guru. And here you need a guide, not in general, like in the mountain climbing situation. So maybe somebody has developed a GPS map. They are giving you the map. This is the way to go to the mountain. But that map you cannot follow in the middle of the jungle or the mountain and all those things. You need actually some person who can show you this way, that way, or 3 different paths look similar. Which way? The map will not tell you. I'm not saying map is wrong, but that is the kind of thing we get exposed to. We think, this map is coming from a very big, the great people, and many people followed that map, so I can also. The many people followed, that is your idea. That yes, they did get it, but at the same time, what happened to them by only following the map, you don't know. This also get me to another joke. Yeah. So let me to how we listen and get guidance regarding another joke. I was remembering one joke. So what happened that one friend, like they live in the different cities. So one friend that they are having some, they have a pet dog with them. So both the friends, maybe it's 2 ladies, they have a pet dog. So one of the ladies, they bought the dog and raised up, and then the dog started losing hair, losing the body hair, so then she remembers, okay, my friend in another city, she was also facing she had a dog, and she also faced the same issue. I think about 5 years or 7 years back. One of the phone call, she explained that that is the issue. So then she called the other friend. I said, you told once that your dog is having this losing that hair problem. So what you did that time? At that time, he said, okay, yeah, my dog was facing this issue. So I got some kind of advice from someone who told to put some ash, what you get the charcoal, and put some kerosene oil into it, make a paste and put it onto the top of the dog's skin. Oh, I see. Okay. So then they discussed something else and disconnected. So she applied the same, this kind of method, creating a paste with the ash and the kerosene, and put it onto the skin of her dog, the first one, who is currently facing this issue. So then after 2 weeks, the poor dog, he died. So then again called that friend. She said, you know that my dog, I applied that same thing you told that I applied, my dog died. The other friend in the other city, she said, yes, my dog was also died. But how come you didn't tell me? I said, you didn't ask me. What happened after that? You said what I did. I told you what I did. But what happened that you never asked me? See, this is even though this is a joke, but there is a great learning here. lot of the time we know what somebody else did, but we miss the point, what happened after that. We don't know. We only come to know what they have, gone up to that level, and that is the issue. Yeah? Same thing here. You come to know somebody did some kind of thing, they come across with somebody, some master or some method and all, but what happened after that, you don't know. You are following the path, but not the destination. So not the results. So basically you are interested in the result, not this kind of paths. No? So just for what I'm saying, you have to choose wisely, and if that particular master is not available for you, you understand that person cannot be your guru. Yeah? Master may be great master. I'm not saying that you don't go. If that master having a time for you, ready to guide you, why not? Go ahead. Yeah. But if not, if you have to take appointment, or that his disciple's disciple will guide you, then that master is not your guru. Yeah? That disciple's disciple maybe, yeah, but not that master. And anyway, so let me leave it there. So choice is yours anyway. You have a free will. You have to accept or reject anything. But if you say yes, then what happens? Yeah, that's going to the next point. So the next point is that you started that spiritual practice, what you learned now. Then that raises you, first it prepares you from within, and whatever the spiritual practice you do, it raises your cellular vibrancy. Your vibration must go up before any further thing happens. So increasing cellular, the master will tell you some technique, and it is to help you to do that. Also, it will tell you to meditate just to control your mind. Calm down your mind. It's too much of thinking going on. So two things, raising vibration of your physical body, cellular vibrancy, and also calm down your mind. Yeah, less thought, as less as possible. This practices less number of thoughts can be achieved in many ways. Meditation is definitely good. Also, initially, like a chanting, japa, and all those things, different kind of pujas and all that, they are used to just to reduce the thought. Means our scattering mind, we call it a monkey mind earlier, to focus it, to bring it to one. For that, all those practices, bhajan, kirtan, pujan, and all those kind of stuff is help you to focus, bring your mind into one thing. To us, that may be divine. This is all good, but these are preparatory stages. People think this is the spiritual thing. No, it is not. It is a preparatory, like a warm-up. All those are warm-up for a particular journey. So these can be helpful to bring the mind into a focused state, like a scattering random mind to focus. That part is good. But now we have to go from the one thought to zero. That is not possible through all those methods. Only meditation, deep meditation, can go into that level where it can be zero and no thought zone. You have to, by practice, you have to reach there. So initially, whatever you are following, like japa and chanting, mantra chanting, and the puja and all those rituals, that is on bhajan. It's only to bring the mind into one focus. So, and then further from 1 to 0, you need, the method is only meditation, nothing else. Okay, you cannot achieve the go to the 0 level with all other things, all those other practices. Many of the things have been into part of the many religious practices and all, but ultimately they bring it to the one. Yeah. So this is where you have like what it does. It brings you like during this practice, you go into, you learn how to your experience, you now mature, like your inner experience. Yeah, nothing about external. whatever you had in the external things, it gets peeled off like a layers, like a orange. We peel off things. No, take the orange like that. It will peel off the things which is not fully aligned with the truth, so that more and more you will get your inside, the core, during the practice. That is your sadhana. This is basically, you get into the stage called integration with your inner core. Yeah? So you go within, you become more alert and aware, you become like a thoughtless state, zero thought state. When you go to that state, then no distraction can affect you. You be into yourself, towards inner side. And then at the same time, you will get a lot of, in this stage of when you practice and all those things, when you start raising vibration and evolving in that sense, spiritual way, many other things will happen in your life. You will get some kind of, first of all, your energy level goes very high, because thoughts takes most of our energy, unnecessary thoughts. When you have control over the thoughts, at least the reduction of the thought, you will have a lot of energy available. That energy is used for raising your vibrations. So then you'll be energetic. Yeah? Your aura and everything will change, because you are now using that energy for your own internal growth and bringing the power in you. Yeah. So it is not dependent on anything else outside. And then what will happen, as your mind come down, more and more intuitive feelings or messages you will start receiving from inside. Some guidance, something intuitive is called intuition, yeah, or gut feeling. That will be very common. You will often get some kind of feeling. Yeah. You will also get into that. You will start your value system will start changing. Like earlier, your value system was different, like what people will think about me or status and things like that. But your values will not change. Your value will be on the truth. Doesn't matter somebody likes you, dislike you, and agree with you, don't agree with you. Your value will change. You will feel that you no longer need to be right everywhere. After a long time, I realized that to be right is also an addiction. Yeah? It is, the external world is the way it is. So I need not to prove that I know everything and what I am saying, that is the right. Yeah? You will see the people are fighting over the now social media and all those kind of things. Who is right? And so there is a right is an illusion. There is nothing right. Only the truth, ultimate truth is the right. Rest of the versions, I'm not saying wrong. I'm saying they are versions. So one version, following one version, you cannot reach to the truth. Yeah, you have to group all the versions to reach to the truth. That's why it's called peeling off, like an onion. And beauty of that is that you keep on peeling off all these kind of layers. When you reach to the core, there is a nothing. Okay, like an onion. You are not reaching anywhere. Yeah? Forget, you drop the idea of being into reaching somewhere. The peeling off finally landed you to a potential high vibrational, like a silence. I think it is called vibrating silence. That is a nothingness. Kinchit chalata or something in Sanskrit. Anyway, so you reach to that. But by the time all layers gone, you reach to the core. Those are your experience. During the process, when you go into high level, your awareness increases. Yeah. Awareness and understanding of life increases. Means your truth increases. Universal truth, reveals to you slowly. That is the time you will get a lot of divine help. Divine things will be happening around you automatically. You are not asking or requesting for it. You'll get higher dimensional beings are sometimes guided you. You got a feeling, inner feeling that this path is not good, I need to go that way. So this thing comes to your mind by some divine agent is coming and, maybe whispering. We call whispers from beyond. They are guiding you. And you may come across like many repeated numbers, 111 or 222, like something of this kind of, these are called angelic numbers. You will often see this. Earlier, maybe some car number or some telephone number written somewhere. There are hundreds of cars going. Maybe you are driving, but which one is having angelic number? You will suddenly, it will come attract your eyes. Others you didn't notice, but that one, yes. Not necessarily they'll be isolated, by the way. They can be before and after, there'll be some other numbers. But in between those numbers, you will come to know these are the signals, some kind of clock time. It is, or repeated numbers and things like that, or sequential numbers. Those are appear in front of you. So this shows that the divine presence around you, and you are, your awareness level has gone up. So you are in the right direction. So, okay. So then the next step is, so spiritual practices and all these things, and then your physical habit changes. You will see a lot of your habit changes. Some people experience their food habit changes, their sleeping pattern changes, even the mental pattern dissolves. Some of the, they have some mental pattern. They recognize that and the pattern drops. So they're no longer following the same thing. So mental pattern means, suppose they were crazy about something, maybe, for example, I'm saying somebody may be crazy about going to the movies, that what new movie comes, the first show, first thing they have to go and watch it. Maybe that was the pattern, When these changes happen, so those kind of patterns gone. They don't feel urge to go and have the first show and all this. Okay, it will go some other time and a little later. Yeah, so, and some places even you come to think like, okay, no need to go to any movie hall. It will come anyway, and after few months, when we are traveling in some flight, I can see it. The flight, they have some of the flights, they have a screen, no? So they give it the options, and you can see those options, and that time we'll see. So basically, I'm saying you don't have an urge that you have to see it now. Gone, that pattern. And also, what will happen is healing happens. Or if you do have any kind of physical issues and even mental issues, slowly, those are evaporating. That's going. You feel more energetic. Whatever your ailments are, they are reducing, if not gone completely. So these kind of things, you will see the changes in yourself automatically. Things happen during this kind of spiritual practices. Then, number 8, you will start having some kind. Initially, of course, during meditation, there will be many thoughts coming and going and all those kind of things, and that's quite common. It's normal to have many thoughts, even when you sit in the meditation. Then, but slowly you will see those kind of thoughts are reducing, and when you get some kind of able to achieve the no thought state, or you can hold that state and for some time, and during that process you will have some kind of meditational experiences. So this is not coming from outside, it is from within. You are getting some kind of experiences, and also you get your awareness expands. It's an experience of a different dimension. It has nothing to do with your external world. All these things you will be come to that and enjoying that state. It is an altered state, and you will be enjoying that state to go into that level. Okay, so in that, when you go into that, the state, an expanded awareness state, and then you will be able to achieve a state where this is called embodiment. Like, you'll be able to feel who you truly are. Your souls, at the soul level, who you are. You will be you go towards the peace, mental peace happens, and you will not get easily disturbed by the external events, even mostly negative events. You will not get disturbed. You can pause. You will respond to the situation rather than reacting and start crying and things like that. Your power will go so much, and you will be able to accept anything happening in your external life. And then, of course, you will find some kind of, you will find some loving attitude towards the world is coming out. You are not readily to harm anything or anyone. That this attitude is coming towards you automatically. Nobody pushed you to something. In this place, this time, many of the people, they are, as I said, the habit pattern changes, etc. earlier. So sometimes it is a food habit, like you no longer feeling that there is a need to kill the animals for me to eat. Many people at this stage, they choose. It is not that they have to. They choose to become vegetarian or go something which is not very less harm to the other animal or any other living being and things like that. So these kind of changes, they are happening, and feel some kind of positive energy within. So because of unknown reason, there is no apparent reason, they are going through that. So that takes you there. Okay, so up to this is going to a, you can say this is you reach to some kind of milestone in your spiritual journey. Then some dramatic thing happens. So dramatic thing is, you feel suddenly some other changes happening, not always necessarily external. Suddenly you will feel that you stop getting that meditational experiences. It goes blank. Some pain resurfaces. You don't know from where the pain is coming, but something pain is coming, and you feel like isolated. You cannot share with anybody or anything, but you have a guru. Now guru can help you in this space, so for sure. Pain resurfaces, and there may be that again some of the things of the external is grabbing you, like they are so much powerful, they just distract you from your path. It looks like you're falling down, you are crashing, whatever you have built so far, all nice things evaporates, and you got so isolated, so claustrophobic. It's unbearable from that point of view. This particular aspect in your spiritual journey is also known as dark night of the soul. Many people say, even though I feel there cannot be any dark night of the soul. It can dark night of the ego. Okay, your external existence. All this process is having the ultimate purpose is ego annihilation, to get rid of the ego. Finally, I'm saying you have already come to a long way, but still it needs a kick to get the ego out. Also why this pain resurfaces, because when you go to the high vibration level, then lot of trapped energy get released. Maybe some painful trauma or experience you had, you forget about that. It is in your subconscious. Those comes out. But this coming out, I just give an example, like in a water kettle. Like I say, it is a transparent water kettle for the tea kettle. So when it comes to, the water warms up, then the bubble comes out. Then when it is near the boiling point, it's very frequently, hundreds of bubbles comes out. So bubbles are the air, basically. From where this air is coming? The water is same water, and nobody is pumping any air anyway. Those were dissolved into the water. As that temperature goes up, it gets released. And you get surprised how many of that kind of air was trapped into that water. Same thing happens when the spiritual level in the high vibration goes up, those kinds of bubbles start coming out. So, and that gives you that painful, the experiences, like pain, you feel the pain. Sometimes you feel like crying, you feel depressed sometimes. It's all possible, Why those are coming out? Because it cannot stay to your being, your system any longer, because you have already raised the vibration. It's getting released. While releasing, it is a process of ego annihilation. The ego will go permanently, and those bubbles, those pain, they come out to the surface to get healed and released forever. Earlier, time to time, something may prick you. Some old memory, maybe somebody told you something bad, maybe 10 years back or 20 years back, you still remember and feeling bad sometime. Again, those things will come up during this process, but once it comes up, and it will be released forever. It will go. It will give you the pain of, again, to coming up to the surface, but this coming to the surface, the final one. Yeah. So that you get released, and the end of the process, of course, your guru and guide will be there to help you out, come out of this situation or how to handle them. But only thing your guide and guru will tell you, don't suppress it. Allow it to go. Yes, it is okay to cry. It is okay to feel frustrated. It is okay to even to misbehave something. At this stage, many people, they fight with their guru. Okay. That is also the fact. Yeah? And guru doesn't mind. Guru understands that what is happening here. They fight and maybe use bad words and things like that, misbehave, or maybe like a boycott for some time. And so what is happening? I am not, what's the point of following you, and you cannot do anything when I need you most of the time, and all those things. Hindi is called Abhiman. It's all understandable. But Guru knows that this is the process you need to undergo for getting rid of that misconceptions and whatever remaining of your ego. You need to go through this process. Need to go through this kind of, like heat up. Like to make the tea, you need to boil the water. And to boil the water will face the heat. No other way it can reach to the state where the tea can be made. It cannot be made with the cold water. And to reach to that point, you need to go through all those things. But of course, all help and support will be given. Anyway, so if you pass through that, and again, this has been done by your own soul only, nobody else. Nobody is imposing you anything unnecessarily. It is a necessary process that you have to undergo. And this is also, we call it is like a diamond. Diamond came from the same coal mine. The coal doesn't get the same treatment as a diamond. To diamond has the ultimate value, the potential. It has to undergo a lot of heat, a lot of pressure, a lot of heating, cutting, grinding, whatnot. Yeah, so that you get when it gets to the diamond, it achieves its maximum value. All of them are some kind of carbon, no? The coal and the diamond. But the coal doesn't get any kind of this kind of treatment. They sold it maybe, few rupees per kilo, and that gets the lakhs of rupees of one piece. That is the value. So to get the value out of you, that process is absolutely necessary to get into that. So that this dark night is over. Unless until you go through the night, you cannot see the sunrise. The day of the light of the full awareness will not lit. Unless until you go through the night. How can you, in the journey on the day, you can avoid the night and only stay in the day? It's not possible. Anyway, so those process is a necessary process, but it goes forever. So that never comes back to you again. Then when this process is gone, then number 10 here is the detachment from the external world. You come to a state, it automatically happens. Nobody pushes you to that. But by the time you lose all the interest from the external world, you see the meaninglessness of the external world, the way people behave, the way they run behind things and this and that. It's useless, meaningless. And those are, of course, not permanent. So you are now going for the truth, the permanency in all those things. A lot of illusion already happened. Anyway, this ego annihilation process, this kind of dark night of the soul, so-called, this is the process, purification process. You purify for all these things which is not true. Purify from all the negativity what might have trapped inside you for years together. You get dropped everything, you got free, you got light. So you got a stage, something here you call the equanimity. Equanimity means neither good nor bad can affect you. This is the level of detachment you have developed from the external world. And the way you operate is completely changed by now. Your mind, you can have the stillness of the mind. You can go to no thought more easily. And you can operate from the witness consciousness, Shakshi Bhav. That is how you detached. You don't get involved into, what is happening with you. You get detached. Many times I told this story, so that starting for things are happening to me. From there, we go to the now things are happening to Rajdeep. Rajdeep is feeling bad. No falsification. There may be some negative emotions as well. Now, Rajdeep is feeling angry. I'm not saying I am feeling angry. It's bad happened to me. No, it is happening to Rajdeep. Means my witness consciousness has developed. It needs a practice, because from the childhood we are not accustomed to it, to live a life like that. But then you could, through the stillness of the mind, when the thoughts are not triggering your emotions, because our emotions are triggered by thoughts, and thoughts are controlled by your ego. When ego annihilation happens, you go able to go into the stillness and operate from the witness consciousness. Your whole world changes, and this part is called the transformation, life transformation. Your approach to life completely changed. Then you are not doing anything. Even it is a path of non-doing, beingness. Okay. It is also this particular place known as embodiment. You are embodying yourself. You are not in any versions anymore. You are fully aligned with your own truth or higher self or soul consciousness. Okay. Now, then what happens is that during this process, it's opened your heart chakra, fully open. Not only open, might have opened earlier also during Kriya practice, etc. But now you live your life from the heart-centric approach to your life. And you able to feel pure love, pure love, the universal love, and you experience the oneness. You go to the expanded awareness state and you get a glimpse of the universal consciousness. So out of pure love and light, you get this. That is a sense of oneness. So in our practice, you see, if you go to the sixth step of the meditation, you feel the oneness with the divine, and feel pure love. You don't know from where it is coming. That we call it love oozing out from your heart. You feel compassionate on each and everything. Anything beyond you, you see the representative of the divine. You don't see as a challenging or somebody to compete and something like that. There are different stages of awareness, and you just look into this and say, okay, this is also another way that divine is expressing itself. There is no contradiction. There is no fight. There is no criticism. Let alone it is you are just going to a stage that you are started fighting with that, because it is feel like they are fingers of the same hand. Each finger cannot fight with each other. No, we don't hit each other. Because why? Because it's a part of the same body. You will feel that. That is a sense of oneness. You truly feel that we are one. Okay. Feel that. I'm not saying say it. I'm saying feel that. When you reach to this stage, one of the time when you are be into the deep meditation, earlier I told about witness consciousness. Witness consciousness, let me explain you. Witness consciousness is basically called trio. Trio means trikuti in Sanskrit. Trio means the object and one observer and the process of observation. Suppose somebody is looking at a flower. So there is someone is looking at the flower. So that someone is observer. And then the flower itself is an object. And the process of observation, this is called trio. So in the witness consciousness, mind is still you are witnessing. So you have a Shakshi Bhav, that's fine. But this Shakshi Bhav, a lot of people, misunderstand Shakshi Bhav as enlightenment. Shakshi Bhav is not enlightenment. It's much beyond that. Okay. It takes a lot of effort to come to the Shakshi Bhav of your whole life. You are just observing and watching. It's need a lot of courage and effort and sadhana. It's correct. But that is not enlightenment. Yeah? What happens is, this in the Shakshi Bhav, still there is, the observer is there. Yeah? As long as there is observer, there is no enlightenment. The I is still there. Who is observing? That entity, that person is still there. The eyes which is watching, that is still there. Yeah. So what happens? This only happens in the divine grace. And when the mind is completely still, we call it, if you can achieve no thought zone, one of your days, achieve continuously 45 minutes of no thought in your mind. And of course, this is only a suggestive, not necessarily that the result will be happening, but one of those days, but you will get no thought for a long time, minimum 45 minutes, divine grace will happen. That is called Guru Kripa. Divine grace will happen and your trio get dissolved like that. Means, what is the trio? Object of observation, observer, and the process of the observation, observer, object, and the process of observation, the three things. What happens is, because of the divine grace, the observer completely dissolved by the divine grace. There's no, the iota of I is remaining. So observer gone. When the observer gone, the process of observation is also gone. What remains is only that object, and it is its existence by itself. This particular stage is called awareness is aware of itself. No one is aware of something. It is awareness is aware of itself. This particular, when you come to that is the truth. It is not depends on anybody's watching, not depends on anything else. It is complete by itself. This situation, it's everything into that life. It comes to that stage. That is the state of enlightenment. And that is the process called trio dissolution. The Guru Kripa makes the trio dissolution possible, and that the seeker emerge as an enlightened being. The broadband connection with the divine is established. Then they're fully revealing to the truth, fully connected with the divinity, because there is no such thing like no one is observing. It fully gone. It merges with that universal consciousness directly, yeah, and sees the truth, operates the truth, and things like that. So this is how the enlightenment happens. After enlightenment, what happens? People, when the truth are revealed itself, so many truth. Then the seeker goes into a silence period. Like what I expresses, इतना लगता है ना, बोलते बंद हो जाते हैं. Once you got spellbound and looking into the truth. So you are years together. You have lead a life and see so many. Maybe like you have faced millions of things into your life. You met thousands of people. Maybe you have gone so many things and all. But what you now experience is completely different. You realize why we spend so much of time and this for this kind of, which is non-real, illusions. These are now gone. You can see it from something else, which is called you seeing the light has come out. That's what enlightenment is all about. Yeah. Now, here I'm just giving a quote from Babaji. Babaji says that you do not see with your eyes. Yeah. You see with your light. Yeah? There is a deep meaning in it. As long as you see in your eyes, like eyes of your bodily eyes, physical eyes. Yeah? Till that time, your enlightenment is not happened. When you see with your light, the light of awareness, you can say the third eye opened, wisdom opened, then the truth is automatically revealed itself. Okay. You get into the truth. And when you get into that truth, full of truth, it's very, initially, it is a big challenge to handle that kind of truth. And the first thing we go into, the awestruck. Oh my goodness. This is what it is, the truth. Whenever you see it, it happens. Also at the same time, your soul's journey revealed to you. You'll be able to get all your past lives, access to that. They just shown you as a movie. Because that point of time, your current life, the purpose of this life, etc., no longer important. Your soul's journey revealed so that it tells you how you progressed over the period of lives. And now this is obviously your last life because you got enlightened. So then you need to have the meaning of your soul's journey, how you came up to this point. And that is revealed to you. And this particular aspect can make you completely silent. You don't find there is a reason, any point in discussing with anything. Convincing others, forget about it. No need. Who cares? Somebody, say yes or no. You don't get any kind of attestation, any kind of certification, any kind of cheering up or clapping. No, you don't need it. They're useless rather. Yeah. You have awakened, and that's good enough. You are aligned with the truth. That is good enough. You don't need any kind of Tom, Dick, and Harry to come and say you are very good, you are great, and all those things. Those are gone long past. Yeah. So that to absorb this new reality takes time. It takes years. Yeah. In my case, that it took about this Guru Kripa happened in the December 2010, and up to 2013 December, I was 1st December, I remember Babaji came and told your silence period is over. 3 years. Yeah. That time you get completely not interested in anything outside you. Of course, we are family, we are Cellular spirituality, we're doing our job, earn money, have to take care of the family, take them out and go to travel, meet with parents, etc. Those are there. But I'm saying otherwise, choice given, you're enjoying your own silence. Potential, vibrant silence. Means when you feel like being more to be alone. Yeah. But being alone is not, you will not get loneliness. Earlier, you cannot be alone. Unless some people even, they cannot sit quiet for some time. Suppose the driving, they start some radio. Some noise has to come. Sitting in the, your own living room, start the TV. Some, sound need to be there. You cannot sit quiet and, alone. Yeah. But why? Because they are the feeling about the loneliness. But in this silence period, you can never be lonely. You are already connected. So you transform the loneliness to aloneness. Okay. So in Hindi, say the lonely is called ekaki and it is called ekant. Okay, you got the aloneness. You will prefer ekant because that time you are connected. You are enjoying your beingness, and that is your silence. Yeah. Silence period. Okay, as I said, it will end by the divine. It is the Babaji came and told you silence period is over, and he gave me mission of to just go and share your stories and guide others to Kriya Yoga and householder spirituality. So he has given me the mission. But anyway, so in this silence period, also what happens that your direct experiences of the truth, not through anybody or through video or message, you will be able to download the things directly, the truth. What is the truth which cannot change over the period of time? If it's truly the truth, anybody downloaded it will be the same. Yeah, there is no changes. Yeah. But of course, what you download, that will be your truth. Yeah. And all questions answered. I have a lot of questions. Earlier in the phase, we said so many questions, so many, unfairness and all those things. Something mishap happened in my life and something happened. All questions answered here. Yeah. You get the answer. It's full clarity. There's no doubt. Even if I have to go through a lot of things in my life, all get answered here. What is the truth? I get answered. And one point of time will come, there is no questions left. Everything answered, everything clear. Going to that level that you understand how the world is created, how the universe is created, what is the purpose of the whole humanity. Okay, not only your questions, all other general questions are also answered directly, first hand, download. Yeah? Then in this stage, this is stage 15, I have written here point number 15. Then now you, in this case, your ego is gone. There is nothing left to be claimed to be yours. Yeah. So then normally in this case, you surrender it to the divine. Divine is the creator. Divine is everything. We are just creating illusion. It is mind. There is nothing called mind. So you surrender. Like the river goes into the ocean. It just merges with the divinity. Yeah. And what you do is live in the now moment, because now is the only truth. Now with the infinite joy and bliss, that kind of joy, even the thousands happiness in the external world cannot reach there. Internally, I'm not saying externally, it's laughing and those are all your idea of happiness. Yeah, I'm saying joy, internally full of joy and bliss. All the time it's experienced. Yeah, and you surrendered everything. It's all the divine will is playing out in the different forms. Yeah? You become the another truth, representation of the divine, and it is just you represent the divine. You become a divine agent. In this time, somebody just live the rest of their lives like that. They are called the mystics. But some of those enlightened ones, they choose to come back and go to back to the humanity to teach them, to guide them, being the divine agent, giving the truth to reach the message to the things and guide them and the technique, show the techniques and all, being fully connected with the divine. So they become a divine agent, and their life mission is what is the mission of the divine. That is for the goodness of the humanity. So they become the divine agent to help the humanity to grow, to awaken towards the truth. So they form their life mission. Life mission becomes service to the humanity, and their operating principle is pure love. They don't make any harm to anything to anyone. They operate from pure love, and they just joyful to the joy of giving. They just keep giving, and it is up to the capacity of the to whom it is going. It's up to them to how they will receive and what level they can accept it. It's up to them. It's called like going to an ocean with a container. The size of container is how much you get it. But this kind of people who already passed that stage, they become connected to the infinite. It flows through them. So for them, there is no such thing called capacity or the limit or something. Sky is the limit. Okay, this kind of thing. Anyway, so this is the type that they become life mission, and the rest of the life they devote for the service to the humanity. It is with the unconditional love. There is no such criteria and all those kind of stuff. They just keep giving and guided by the divine. That's why the rest of the life, they'll lead their life accordingly. With this, I will conclude my the talk here, and just give me a minute. I will save this attendance. Then I will come back. Keep your questions ready. Then I will come back and answer your questions, what you may have. Okay, attendance taken. So you have any question, you can ask me. Okay, no question. Everything understood? All right. So, okay, Monali, yes, go ahead.
Yes, Guruji, sometimes during meditation, even thinking about Babaji's name brings tear to my eyes. What is that? I mean, this is my suppressed pain or what it is?
No. Those are your devotion. Okay. If you taking Babaji's name comes tears and all. In fact, people know me every time I share the story of the Guru Kripa when in happiness start crying. Yeah. Even now, it is, I just explain the point and all. So, yeah. So those are like your devotion. That's bring the tears of joy, you can say. Because you are so grateful, no words, no expression can match that. And that forms like the tears in that sense. So if you take Babaji's name and feeling that kind of pure love.
Guruji, even right now when you are telling that, when I feel Babaji's name,
Yes,
I
yes,
don't
yeah.
do meditation and everything all the time. I don't get a chances also, you know that. But whenever I
Yeah.
feel like Babaji's name, my
Mm.
feeling gets, I don't know why I get so emotional nowadays.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. No,
because I
that's
cannot
okay.
sit for meditation or I'm not being able to do. That's why my guilty feelings or what, I don't know. I mean,
No, no, it's not a military rule. Ultimately, non-doingness, you have to arrive at there. And if you are connected, that's good enough. Okay. So you don't have to do, it's not a military rule that you have to do certain things and not do certain things. It is not that. Yeah. But only thing as long as you feel connected and you walk the path, and that is good enough. Okay. So that is, don't feel guilty about anything. Feeling guilty reduces our vibration. That's not good. Yeah. So you just keep whatever possible, do your best. My advice to any stage, anything happening in your life, do your best, which is practical, and rest you leave it to the divine. As long as you know that you have given your best, you are not intentionally avoiding something, then it's a different issue. If intentionally you are trying to avoid, that's a different issue. But you tried, but not happening because of some reason or other, it's okay. Keep walking. Okay. It's all fine, all good.
okay, thank you, Guruji. I was really worried. Why is this tear is coming if I think about Babaji's name? Right?
No, no, not at all. Allow it to flow. It's all right. Yeah.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you very much.
Yes. God bless you. Okay, Hari Om.
Guruji Pranam. Guruji, this vibrating silence is exactly like a potential energy, something you have the potential to create something, but what is it exactly?
No, no, it is actually, let me put it in that way. Suppose if you are sitting silent and closing your eyes, you have two cases it can happen. One case you may feel sleepy and nothing is occurring in your mind. That's one thing. No? Another is you're fully alert and aware, not sleeping. Fully alert and aware. You're fully aware of your surrounding. That's why you practice, no? Sounds all around you and things like that. So it is vibrating silence is the second one. Okay, not the first one. First one is closing your things, you're falling asleep. You go to unconscious state. You are conscious, but you stop all your external senses. That is the vibrating silence. Because you are not engaging any of your senses to some external input. That's what it means. So what you come across, not only verbal silence, you are not listening. I mean, you are listening, but not following that. Some sound is coming, but you are not, somebody is talking, you don't want to analyzing why they are talking like that. But sound is coming. You're fully aware and awake state. But this particular state, that kind of stillness where the mind is not processing the thoughts, that is the vibrating silence. Yeah.
Second thing, Guruji, how important is purification of the mind before one gets into extended awareness?
Now, purification mind, we practice through the meditation and the stillness. That's how we purify. Yeah. So you don't assume that some bad need to happen to get purified. Not necessarily. Okay. I'm not saying it has to happen. But what I am saying is, if by choice, let me put it in this way, by choice, if you get detached from it, then those things will not occur. We are a very high level of intelligence is operating us, divine intelligence operating us. Suppose I normally give an example of say having a car. Suppose I have driven a beginning of my career, with my own savings, say I bought one Maruti 800, maybe say 40 years back. Now, or 30 years back. So now I'm so attached to it, I don't want to get rid of it. But now uh, I can now afford, say, maybe a Mercedes, but Mercedes is not happening because I'm not willing to get rid of my Maruti 800.
Correct.
So what will happen is, one point of time, my car gets stolen because willingly I not get rid of it, and the next car comes is whatever is as per my soul's plan. The Mercedes will come. So if by willingly I sold off that car, then I could have saved that incident of getting stolen. As I'm holding it too much, I could not get detached because of any reason. I say I'm too much attached to my car, and it helped me in the beginning of my career, or my whole family started with this. My children were using this, etc. I cannot get rid of this. This attachment itself makes it ultimately to I have to get out of that thing from my life by stealing, and that is painful. So what could have been other option if I willing to give the car? I mean, selling it off or donating maybe. It's okay. But the way I just remove it, the next car could have been the one I, truly having in my destiny. It will appear in my life. So many of the cases, those things I explained, the so-called not so good experiences in life happen. We are too much attached to something which need to go. More we attach, that much pain we get from this. But if we willingly get detached from them, then there is no need for the bad thing to happen in our lives. Okay, completely different things. So that's what I'm saying. It's not necessary thing that it has to happen. It depends upon how much attached we are. If now we are detached from it, yeah, I'm not saying stop using it. I'm saying you get internally detached. If it there is fine. If it's not there, it's also fine. If you come to that equanimity, then those kind of negative experience will not happen.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Very well explained.
Okay, Taposh.
Yeah, my question is that when we are planning, as you said in the initial part of your discussion, that when we are planning for our future, my soul is just watching it. It is not disturbing it.
Yes.
Now, in the future, when the same soul comes and it might create some changes, it might some disruptions because of that happens, because soul wants to make those changes for its own reasons, maybe. Why is that when the planning is being done by the mind and body initial, soul gets connected to it and it becomes a foolproof plan from the day one? I mean, why has the soul to come later and disrupt or not disrupt or whatever, and do it on the day one?
Okay. So let me first give you that understanding first. Yeah? Yeah. Good question, by the way. Very good question. First plan, how do you know that it is fully aligned with your soul?
Yeah.
How do you know that it is fully aligned? Yeah. Have you asked soul? Have you consulted with the soul?
Correct.
Okay. Most of the plan, now just I'm asking this question to hit at the right place. Yeah?
Yes, absolutely.
Most of the time in our life, we plan ourselves with the help of our ego, not with the soul.
Mind and body. Okay.
Okay, mind, body, intellect package. Yeah. We never consulted our soul. If we could have consulted, we could not have made that kind of plan from the beginning. We could have started that kind of plan, which is lead us to our own maximum potential in life. Yeah, that's why it need to be changed. But saying so, soul give us a choice. We have a free will, by the way. Yeah, that's why soul doesn't stop us, because we have a free will to experience our life or experiment with our life the way we like.
Correct.
That's why it doesn't stop it. But it goes to a certain state, there is no go, or it will be harmful ultimately for us. Then it is maybe in the whole process we come out as a corrupt person. Yeah?
Correct.
Or self-destructive mode. We lose the whole essence of life, then it will come and break that thing so that it can bring it to that. That is what I was telling about, that knocking off from the
correct. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you, Guruji.
All right. Okay. God bless you. Okay, Sushmita.
Pranam, Guruji. I wanted to ask, like, when we are meditating, sometimes we get some good feeling, like it's a vibration or anything else. For me, I cannot hold it for a bit long. Like it came and it went, gone that way. I don't know. I become alert, or I don't know. It's very brief, very, very short.
Yeah.
So how can we just enjoy that for a little longer?
Okay, let me tell you that experiences are always brief. Okay. I'm just saying it is an idea that it should be a very long experience. It is not that. Okay. Spiritual experiences are always brief. As for example, where the Babaji communicates with me, maybe giving a new method, new teaching or something like that, just a few words.
Okay.
We call it cryptic words. Okay. Message. But the understanding downloads. So don't go with the content of that.
Achha.
Go with after that what you feel.
Okay.
That, understanding changes, your things grows up, then we call the light of awareness comes. Yeah.
Yes.
Babaji comes, switch on the light and go. That's it. So divine thing will just switch on. So if you say only one switch on, why we don't press? I'm just giving analogy to understand, to make you understand what is happening. There's no point in keep the finger on the switch for a long time. Switch is on, thing home is lit up, and you can see everything. That's it. Purpose is served. So the switching on process should not take longer. Half an hour somebody is pressing the switch. That is not the way to get the experiences. Yeah? That's why I told it is like a fraction of a second or maybe 1 second, 2 seconds, something will come, but the things will reveal to you. You will understand. Things change. Maybe some more feeling, love comes out and things like that. Feel peace and understanding. Those are that's what we should be looking for, not the actual, words and messages in that one.
Yes,
Okay.
I got it, Guruji. Yes, Guruji. Thank you.
All right. Okay. God bless you. All right. So if there is no other question, so let us conclude our session today with the Shanti part. Oh. Sarvesham swastirvavatu. Sarvesham shantirvavatu. Sarvesham purnam bhavatu. Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. Om sarve bhavantu sukhino. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschit dukhavag bhave. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om.